Hello and welcome to Did You See? We're going to call this Volume 2. We really did have to take about a year off because there were a few major life changes that happened that went on. We had quite a bit of difficulty scheduling time to make a more regular stream of episodes, more of a steady schedule. We're still working that out, but I think that we're going to be able to do it still. One of those big life changes is going to come into play quite a bit. So that's why, as of now, we're calling it Volume 2. We're going to start the numbering over again. Think about it more like when the DC Universe rebooted, renumbered, and started the New 52. That's the way we like to think of it. So I just wanted to give you a little background as to what's going on. But anyway, this is a movie edition of Did You See? And we watched Furious 7, which is, or maybe Furious 7. Which is the seventh installment in the Fast and the Furious franchise. R.I.P. to Paul Walker. That's a big deal in this movie. So listen to our podcast, and we hope you enjoy the shit out of it. But
I don't know how to start. And I don't know how to start.
I know, right? This is like we've like lost our rhythm now because we were getting better, and then we took like a fucking year off or whatever.
It was literally.
This is not helping our audience.
It was more than a year.
Yeah, more than a year. God, I can't believe it's been that long.
But so you saw Fast 7, Furious 7.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, just the announcement. Gino's going to have a kid. Gino's going to have a baby.
We've been gone so long that Bree is going to have a kid in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we weren't anywhere close to having a kid last time we were on.
That wasn't even a possibility. I didn't even know we were going to do that.
We were planning spring break still.
Oh, my God. And I have a dog now.
And you have a dog?
Oh, yeah, we did have a dog before. Just got a dog. So it is. What is he doing?
You got a dog. I don't even know if it might have been an unaired podcast, the Oscars podcast.
No, we did that.
Oh, we did air that?
I think, yeah.
For some reason, I didn't think we did, but you got a dog right after that?
Yeah. Yeah, so we watched Furious 7. I think April might jump in on this.
Who did you watch it? Just you and April?
Yeah. I wanted to make it afterwards. I wanted to make it like an event, but she wanted it to be like a date night or whatever. Mm. And afterwards, she was like, this would have been a good movie to watch with a bunch of people.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if I sent you a text. I was actually meaning to, because we watched it over the weekend and you watched it in the middle of the week. I was going to tell you to go and like hammered before you went to watch it because it would have been so much more fun.
No. Is that what you did?
No.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. If I did, I might have less problems with it than I do.
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't see what your problem is. 85% of the critics on Rotten Tomato are loving it.
I get it. It was too much. It might be too much for me.
One, you know that I don't watch movies and drink.
Yeah.
Other than
Did I know that?
Oh, I don't. Like people want like, hey, let's watch this movie. Come over and let's like drink and watch this movie. I'm like, no, I'd rather just watch it at home by myself.
You got to be all in, focused.
Yeah. I have to have my wits about me.
I don't know. The only thing I told you before you went in was like there was plot device getting in the way of the main plot.
Yeah, so I was looking out for it going straight into the movie.
Yeah.
Plot.
Well, first of all, the opening was set up the movie like perfectly. Like it was just such like an over the top opening with Statham, and then there's the two people cowering in the corner. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Do you know what I'm talking? The nurse and a doctor.
Oh, that was insane.
Yes. No, I love that part. I love that part.
The movie starts off, by the way, spoiler alert, obviously. I mean, we're going to talk about the whole goddamn movie. It starts off with him visiting his brother, just him and his brother.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe his brother's fucking alive.
I actually should have watched 6 before because I don't remember how it ended.
The guy died. Didn't he die in a plane crash? Like they blew up the airplane.
Was he in that big? He was in the big plane.
Yeah, they're like, or either that or they dropped him out of the plane. I'm pretty sure he was in the plane. That's the whole point of them blowing up the plane.
Okay.
So I guess you don't assume that someone's dead unless you see a body.
Yes. The opening was great. The opening was great, but it was so over the top because you just see dead bodies all over the place and one man walking out of the hospital.
Yes. So it shows the two of them. He's talking to his brother, and then it pulls out, and then you see the nurse and the doctor cowering in the corner,
like Scooby-Doo cowering. Like,
yes,
you know what I mean?
they were in the corner shaking.
Like, they're like going like this.
Scooby-Doo.
I knew this movie was off. It was going to be crazy after that first scene.
And
it was badass when he calmly picked up a grenade, pulled the pin, and threw it at the security guard behind the desk.
Right. Well, I mean, he walks out of there, and it turns out, like, apparently he'd gotten into some crazy-ass firefight in the hospital.
Yeah.
And killed... There's not only, like, dead nurses and doctors all over the place, but, like, SWAT team members.
A 30-team SWAT team.
Yeah. It's just bodies everywhere. The whole hospital's blown up. I turned to April and I go, was that necessary? What happened in there? Like, why did he have to kill? Why was there so many SWAT team members? Like, how much time did he take talking to his brother?
It's like you want to see that 5 minutes before the movie opens.
Yeah.
Because it's probably the biggest action scene of the movie.
Oh, wow. Yeah, slow down.
Didn't it feel like the opening felt like the opening to Machete? It had such that feeling to it. Then I was like, oh, God, they went too far now.
I was saying the same thing. I was like, that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not exaggerating when it's just bodies over bodies. It's like, I don't know if this is unnecessary, but have you seen those pictures of those 142 or 147 dead Kenyan kids in the university?
I saw the one little thumbnail.
I'm just saying, it's like that.
It's like that. Yeah.
It's unnecessary.
And he didn't look like he walked in there with any weapons because he didn't walk out with them.
Right, he didn't. And my thing is like, if he was so good, why didn't he sneak in there? Like, he was so good at shit. Like, why didn't he just sneak in? He's supposed to be this amazing, like, super agent guy. But, yeah. And then he pulls the pin and just murders a guy for no reason. Like, why did he have to?
It looked really cool. And then I swear, like, I don't remember now, but I swear it could have had, a big Furious 7 pop in, and it looked like the beginning of Machete.
Yeah, that could have done that. With the fire.
And then there was, like, the hanging lights from the hospital awning, like...
swinging,
creaking as the credits were rolling.
My thing was as he was walking, he pulled the pin and he just walked away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's got like a 3-second delay on it. You're walking too slow, way too slow.
Perfect timing. And that's a theme of this whole movie is perfect timing.
It's the theme of every. Well, pretty much every movie.
I wasn't going in thinking it wasn't going to be crazy, just the way they started ramping it up from 5, 6, and now 7, but. It was too much.
It's gonna be crazier in the next movie.
Let me go with it.
So
Sorry.
Tell her I said hi.
You want to see Bree? You want to see her?
Oh, good Lord!
Come here, Bree.
Just put in her swollen feet in the frame. Don't even show me the rest of her.
We're 3 weeks away.
Good Lord! That doesn't even look real.
He said it doesn't look real.
It looks like you've got a beach ball underneath your shirt.
It looks like when Mia
it's good because it's like she doesn't look like she gained weight.
He said it doesn't look like you've gained weight.
It just looks like you're smuggling a beach ball.
Would you she goes, you're the Godfather.
I've been campaigning, by the way. I was gonna fucking make campaign T-shirts and send them to you.
Would
with the stars and stripes on it.
Would you say she looks like Mia when she was pregnant at the end of Fast 5?
Oh shit, I don't remember that.
Oh god, it was like super skinny Jordana Brewster,
right? Beach
ball under tank top.
Oh,
on the beach.
But just do me a favor while you're there. Look up. I think I just saw this thumbnail. Look, I'm pretty sure it's Tila Tequila, pregnant, in a bikini.
Oh, I think I've seen that before.
It's bizarre. I don't even think that's real.
I saw it on one of those like.
But tell Brie I said she looks good.
He said you look good, and he's not just trying to
suck up.
I'm really not. But just throw my name.
She
in there.
actually does. She actually does, and
Yeah. Tell her I said she looks like she's gonna snap back. Well,
he said you look like you're gonna snap back well.
quickly.
So, thank you. Yeah, we're going to Hilton Head like 8 weeks after. So
Oh, ooh, is that gonna be a 1-piece or a 2-piece Hilton Head trip?
I don't know.
Ask her.
Bree, he said 1-piece or 2-piece.
Well, I got a 10 key.
She goes.
This is gonna be a 4-piece.
She goes. Well, I got a tankini just in case.
Okay.
That's like half. That's like a 1.5. Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like a tank top.
Oh yeah. Tankini. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
She gonna wear board shorts or full on thong? Brazilian?
Full on thong. It's only. Oh, here it is. That picture of tequila.
It's weird, isn't it?
That doesn't look. It doesn't look real,
I don't know if it is. Oh,
right?
that's grosser than if she gained weight.
It looks like she has a breast implant on her stomach. Like they're like perfectly sized.
She got a baby implant.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so nasty. And she's still hot though. She looks fantastic.
She really doesn't look like she gained weight anywhere.
I was gonna bring this up later. My obsession of the week. Obsession of the week is Brittany Algers.
I don't think I know who this is.
And I turned to April because she saw my Twitter and she was like, "Who the hell's Brittany Algers?" I was
Alger or Algers?
I think it's Algers.
Pitch Perfect?
Maybe. But she was also in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And she was in Fast 7.
Who was she in Fast 7?
She was Jasmine.
What?
She was Jasmine when Tyrese is at the party and he pulls the girl out and she was having with the huge tits
Gotcha.
and she's like super hot. You should have seen her in Fast 7. She's pretty ripped in not Fast 7, but in Sunny. And It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, she was in the workout episode
Yes.
with the kettlebells.
That's her. I looked her up immediately after that episode.
It's no S. It's Brittany
Alger.
Alger.
Yeah. Follow her on Facebook. It's fantastic. She's awesome. That's my obsession of the week. Throw one out real quick.
Oh gosh.
I know we're going off topic.
If I'm just going, this is like zero prep, and you just said Brittany Alger.
Brittany Alger. Look
So
her
I
up.
looked her up on IMDb,
She's-
and it's Pitch Perfect. She's in Pitch Perfect somewhere.
Do you agree with me? She's
Oh yeah,
extremely hot. And she was on Sunny.
she looks like a lot of other people. She looks like Melanie Iglesias.
She like related to Julio Iglesias?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah, she does look like
right? They kind of have the same like.
I'd say Brittany Alger is a little bit more distinct looking. God damn, who the hell is that girl? She's model and actress. Yeah.
Should I just use her?
2010 Hometown Hotties Maxim winner, American actress and model. All right, no, do something else.
So from Pitch Perfect, the first one, her name's Alexis Knapp. She was one of in the Bellas. You've watched it, right?
Is she the tall one?
The one that was like the hot one in the group. She was also the girl in Project X that he hooks up with.
Yeah.
And apparently she has a child with Ryan Phillippe.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Gosling.
No,
Oh.
but she's from Pittsburgh. She was in Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Oh my God, that thing's just producing the hottest girls of all time. You know who else is in that?
Yeah.
Dario.
Who is perfectly set up for Wonder Woman in that movie. She's like in a Wonder Woman outfit.
Exactly. See, I'm going to be less interested in True Detective now because she's not even in that. So I don't give a shit. So back to Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. What is the scene right after the opening? Is that back to the house?
When they're in the house. Yeah.
So they they do a good job of setting up the timeline of Fast 3 and Fast 6. Like Han dying,
All of it.
but Vin Diesel going to Tokyo and meeting whatever the guy from 3 was. Like they
What's his
set it up.
name? Is it Lucas Black?
Lucas Black is his real name, who should have been in more of the movie.
God, he should have been part of the team. I'm very disappointed. I thought he was going to. I mean, he was really good friends with Han. I thought he was like, oh, I need to get revenge. I didn't know
Yeah.
it was that random guy.
And it was funny because they showed the clip, the exact clip at the teaser, the tag from Fast 3, where
Yeah.
Vin Diesel's in the car. And I laughed because he was, however old, mid-20s in that movie.
And Bow Wow was like 12 years old.
Bow Wow was little Bow Wow.
Yeah. He was still little Bow Wow.
Whenever and I saw him, we went to LA, we went to the Grove.
What?
We went to the Grove to go shopping, and this was last November, and wasn't like looking for to spot celebrities, but me and Bow Wow like went like this.
What? Really?
And I go,
I didn't hear about this.
And I go, Brie, I go, did you see him? And she goes, who are you talking about? I was like, that was little Bow Wow. And she goes, there's no way that was little Bow Wow. You're just like racially profiling a tiny black guy.
Every kid is racial.
We were probably about the same height, and it was 100%
really?
him. 100%.
Well, I guess
I
that's
forgot to
recent
tell you
because
that.
Yeah, I was like, is he that tall? But
Apparently
I guess
he's
I'm
on,
thinking of him as a little kid.
He's on a CSI with Dawson from Dawson Creek.
Oh, Dawson's on there?
Yeah.
And is that the one with Patricia Arquette?
Yeah.
CSI Cyber?
But he goes by his real name now, which is
Dwayne Johnson?
Shad Moss or something like that.
Shad or Chad?
Shad with SHAD.
It sounds like I'm going fishing.
It is Shad Moss.
It sounds like I'm going fishing because shad is the bait fish that you use when you go fishing in a lake.
I thought you meant fishing like catfishing on the internet, because like if you were to see this, you'd be like, isn't that Bow Wow? No, that's Shad Moss.
Yeah. So they actually play the scene, which I was very confused with, from
Tokyo
Drift.
It's just it's right out of the movie.
I mean, like, literally, they cut that scene and put it in the movie. But, I mean, they did such a good job of making it look like it was part of Furious 7 that I was confused. I was like, did they just get that hot girl from Tokyo Drift to stand unfocused in the background?
Yeah.
I was like, what? And I turned to April. I was like, is that the footage from the movie? And then they made a good look. Lucas Black is his name, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they did a good job of updating him, or like, I guess backdating him and making him look young when he talks to Vin Diesel.
He does, but it was enough.
It
was enough to know. So let's see, Fast 2 or Fast 3 came out in 2006. That was like 8 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
So now he's in his 30s. So he did age in the matter of a second in that movie.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He looks good enough to where it's believable if you're not watching it.
Yeah.
But it did look like he just got like a pack of Just for Men and ran it through his hair.
Yeah.
Because his hair was pitch black.
And it was very thin.
Yeah. Maybe it's the spray. Yeah, whatever that spray was, that black spray.
Yeah. As seen on TV spray. It did a really good job of putting that whole thing together. And then I think the next scene you see The Rock, and there's a big fight with The Rock, which is great. And
No. Well, the house blows up.
Right? The house blows up.
The house blows up. Vin Diesel's mad. And it wasn't that mad that Han died. I thought he was going to spend some time, and they didn't react to Han dying at all.
Oh, they didn't?
No. It was just like a total afterthought. I thought they were going to get super pissed that Han died, and they were like going to at least tell the other people Han got murdered, or he was going to get a call that Han got murdered, but Statham never brought it up.
Well, we didn't bring up Statham's going after them one by one, and they show Han dying, killed by Statham, which was the tag from Fast 6.
He's trying to go after them one by one because he got one and he didn't get any.
He tried to get
all of them at the same time. Oh, he did
with the box from Tokyo, and that at that point they knew they thought Han was still alive.
Right.
They're like, oh, there's a box from Tokyo.
Did you go?
Han's sending me all this shit.
I was thinking. Yeah, he was like, Han's trying to convert me to a turbocharger.
Yeah.
I go. My first thing was thinking, is that Han's head in the box? Was it like a 7 thing? And I started thinking, what's in the box? What's in the box?
I honestly thought you were going to say, because as much as we've talked about this in the past few weeks, is Han sending me like a box of Hot Toys for Brian's son?
Yeah. It's just bunch of Funko Pop
Yeah,
figures.
Funko Pop bundles.
It was like I was like, is that Han's head? What's in the box? What's in the box?
You're totally right about they did not even acknowledge his death.
And Statham didn't even ever say, I killed your friend. He never even said that.
It was because Statham went to kill The Rock and just put him in the hospital, and that was a really good scene. He rock bottomed him through the coffee table.
That part when he like jumped over like the sunken, it was like a sunken living room kind of thing.
Yeah.
He jumped like just tackled him into that thing. It was badass. And I really like how they did this camera thing in the movie where when someone would fall over, it would turn, tilt and follow them down, or if they start like rolling it, the camera would follow that.
This is a different director than the last one.
James Wan.
The last three?
Several.
He did I thought he did like 4, 5, 6.
I'm pretty sure he did one, didn't he?
Oh, I think he did 3.
I'm pretty sure he did one, and I know John Singleton did 2.
Oh, was that a Singleton movie?
I think so. How the Mighty Has Fallen. Because 2 is the one that was the most throwaway.
Yes. 2. Well, we'll go back to at the end. We'll rank them and how we like them in order.
Yeah, we should do that.
Anyways, so the Rock scene was really good. Puts him in the hospital, and then Dom comes in. Don't say Han's dead. They don't react to Han being dead.
And he didn't. He didn't just put him in the hospital. Like, it was so cool when Elsa Pataki, who is Thor's wife, by the way,
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth's wife. Chris Hemsworth wife. He goes. She like comes in and Statham throws a grenade, and then The Rock grabs her, throws her out the window with him, and then he like turns and lands on the car, and I was like, these people are dead.
And Statham saves himself with a table, an office table. Somehow the entire building blows up, but he turns over an office table and he's fine.
And it's just an office. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rob Cohen directed the first one of the Coen brothers. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I didn't even. Justin Lin did 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right. That's why he's so like attached to the movie.
Yeah.
But, okay. And then they're in the hospital. The Rock is laid up in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with the daughter? Like, they introduced her for no reason. And why does she have a speaking part? Is that The Rock's real daughter?
Does The Rock have a daughter?
I don't know. That was my theory. I'm like, why is she randomly in the movie? Because he just randomly introduces her. He randomly introduces her to Dominic Toretto, which is played by Vin Diesel.
That's funny though. When he was like, "My dad kicked your ass."
Yeah, it was a good part. It was a good part, but I thought it was just like strangely unnecessary. I mean, I guess they have a massive budget and they don't give a shit about what they spend money on.
They have a massive budget. Why put The Rock in the hospital for 80% of the movie?
That was my biggest thing. My problem with the movie is more Rock. More Rock.
You have to have The Rock.
The Rock was amazing. Look at that guy. I freaked out when he comes out in the sleeveless this is gonna sound really gay. He comes out in the sleeveless Under Armour shirt and he's just like walking around and he's like steps to Jason Statham and he has the perfect V.
He's
like
super lean.
He's like lean. I mean, if there is one person that looks like a fucking superhero,
he looks like a superhero.
It's the goddamn Rock. April asked me, "Do you want to work out and look like the Rock?" I was like,
"I don't think you can."
No, I don't think I can at this point. But I'm just saying, if I did, I'm not saying I would want to. I never want to get like muscle bound like that. But I mean, if I looked like the Rock, I would wear spandex 24/7. And not just act like a maybe just be a superhero.
I think that's why he has worn Under Armour, that same Under Armour shirt, since Fast 5.
It's just like one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that's just like that might be his like
his sponsor
or his uniform.
By the way, speaking of sponsors, when Kurt Russell, we're jumping ahead here, but Kurt Russell, Kurt Russell takes Dominic Toretto to the airplane hangar and just like starts pouring starts pouring Belgian beer. He was like, "You got to try this Belgian beer." And Dominic Toretto goes,
I knew this was coming.
Yeah, Toretto goes, "I'm more of a Corona man," and he just pulls out a perfect
Ice bucket.
a perfect bucket like you'd get at a bar of Corona bottles. Boom, and drops it down, and he's just like,
it was the ice bucket of Corona from the Corona commercial.
it's the same thing.
I knew that was coming though, because I was like, oh, here comes the callback to 1 when he's like,
Oh, was that it?
yeah, because when he first meets Brian, Paul Walker takes Vince's beer, and he goes, enjoy that. That's Vince's. And they're only drinking Coronas.
But he didn't go, enjoy that.
No,
That's a Corona.
He did say something like they did mention Corona by name in the first movie. That's why I knew that was coming.
I was waiting for him to go, I'm more of a Corona man. I like to change my latitude.
Did they give a name to the Belgian beer? I don't think they did.
No, they didn't. They never did. Probably because they weren't able to get like Blue Moon or something. They weren't able to get Duvel. I'm more of a Kansas City Boulevard man. So back to the hospital.
They're assembling the team again, and the team's a team of 4 now.
Yeah, I mean it's like 10 people.
I really was like, where's everybody else?
I don't know why I think the sound just dropped out, but Gino gave a really emphatic fuck.
Right?
By the way, did you catch Han's full name?
No.
Look it up.
Wait, what was it said in the movie?
It was on the his dossier when they pulled it up on the computer.
Oh.
And it had his picture on his little dossier.
I can't find it on IMDb. It just says Han.
Oh no, just Google it. Han full name Fast and Furious, and then spell it and then pronounce it.
There's no fucking way that I had missed that.
What is it?
His name is the way I read it, I go Han Solo. Han fucking Solo?
Yeah.
It's Han SEOUL-OH.
Yeah, his name's Han Solo.
I kind of love that. I actually love that.
Oh yeah, me too. That's hilarious, and they slipped it by everyone.
Hans. I don't know if they've ever shown it before.
No. I saw I saw it. I'm like, his fucking name is Han Solo.
That's fucking awesome.
And Lucas Black's name is Luke Skywalker.
Lucas Black's name in the movie is Sean Boswell, if anyone cares, because that we see him for 1 second.
Yeah, and I saw something. One person was in a conversation I got into on Facebook. Someone was saying like, you have to see Tokyo Drift before you see Fast 7 because they're gonna talk about that. But he was like they're gonna touch on that, and he hadn't seen Fast 7 actually yet. And I was like, I told him they really don't even talk about that. They barely talk about Han dying, and it's just maybe like 1 minute clip.
It's weird that the characters didn't address it. Like, as a fan of the series, like, I knew, like, you kind of knew where Tokyo Drift fit. You knew it was after 4, 5, 6. You kind of knew
after 6,
especially after 6. You knew that's where it was. But you also knew that it was after, because when you first meet Han was he in 4? 5? 4? Beginning of 4, maybe?
Maybe in 4, but he's definitely in 5. I think I was surprised that he was in 5. Yeah.
Well, actually, they refer to it in 3, where after Han dies in 3, in the clip scene, and you see Toretto for the first time. He's like, "Oh, I knew him back in the day."
Yeah,
so you kind of knew.
That's the scene that that they stuck in.
Yeah, they cut in.
Yeah, into 7. But yeah, Han Solo.
That is so funny. Han Solo. I'm gonna so agree with that. Because that's her favorite character is Han. She loves Han.
That's my favorite character too, and it pisses me off that they actually.
My favorite
killed him
character was Giselle. I was like, they killed off the 2 best people.
I liked the both of them.
And they were good together. God damn it.
Yeah.
But the team was small. You and I have talked about this before. We both love movies that make a team.
Team movies. Team movies are our favorite things.
And Ocean's 11. I also like
Aliens. I mean, they had a team in Aliens.
Yeah. The Italian Job,
Predator.
Predator,
Kind of a team movie. That's why Predator 2 was a bummer. It was no
Hunger
team.
Games 2.
Kind of a team. It's
Well,
more of like a backup. They didn't assemble a team.
but it was a group of people, like a significant
When,
group. Of
and
people.
when everyone has their own specialty, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Any superhero group movie?
They cut it down to 4 people.
Ludacris. No,
Ludacris.
5.
The Rock, when he's in the hospital.
No. Paul Walker, God rest his soul, turning into
Walker, Tyrese,
Ludacris.
5.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ludacris, remember Ludacris was on the roast, Justin Bieber's roast, and he got offended, and the whole thing was Ludacris got offended, and you were saying it was because of certain jokes that were on the roast. In reality, the roast was actually 4 hours long, which actually makes my roast not unreasonable, because my shit was like extremely long, and they cut the roasts. I mean, mine was like fucking 4 hours long. But they actually edit the roast down to 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the thing that he got really offended about were Paul Walker jokes that they made.
Shit.
And he was saying I was ready to slap somebody because he got really mad about it. Jeff Ross made a joke, and he goes, "Move, bitch, get out the way," is what Paul Walker should have told that tree.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Right.
I heard.
I
it
would
was
get
bad.
pissed too.
I heard the roast was bad and they cut out a lot. And I heard they cut a lot out about Selena Gomez. They kept some stuff in there,
Oh.
but they cut out a lot about her just because she had nothing to do with him anymore. And she was she actually was distancing herself from him and decided not to come on the roast.
They kept a few in there.
They kept a few in there, but I heard they went really far with her.
But Luda said that that's what he was offended about, and everything else was great. He said it was a good roast, but he said Jeff Ross wasn't the only one. He said a few people made Paul Walker jokes, and he told them, "Hey, you got to cut that out.
Yeah.
You got to cut that out of the roast." He's like, "Because that's my friend."
Yeah. Oh, now I completely understand.
Oh yeah, I would be.
I know a roast
furious.
is fair game, but come on. I mean, that's his real friend.
Yeah.
Not that Pete Davidson's dad wasn't his real dad.
Yeah.
It was just there was enough time.
It's too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon. And yeah. By the way, Paul Walker's death loomed over the entire movie. And
Wasn't it creepy?
And every single time his life was in danger, I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna die right now, unceremoniously die.
Bree and I were just talking about it today on the way home. I said every time, he made the call to Mia, saying I don't know if I'm going to come back from the end.
How did they film that?
I go, that was super creepy.
That was really him.
That was really him, and it was like he was saying goodbye, for real.
Completely saying goodbye. That's part of
eerie. It was eerie.
That's part of April's and kind of my. When a celebrity dies, I always have a theory that they're doing this because they just want to get out of the public eye. But Paul Walker was not in the public eye. Like Michael Jackson, I could see why he would fake his own death.
Oh, you're talking conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah. And I was like, April's like, I think maybe he faked his own death. I'm like, why would Paul Walker do that? He can't come out with more. He can't make money off this shit. But like musicians like Biggie, Tupac are still coming out with albums, and Michael Jackson's I thought, are they going to release the Michael Jackson Queen song? I mean, he's still making money off his shit too. But Paul Walker can't make more movies.
Yeah, that's a little far fetched, but there was an eerie sense to the whole movie, knowing that he passed away.
And the whole movie, you're just sitting there going, "Oh, this is it. This is it."
But didn't you know it was you knew they weren't going to kill him in the movie?
No,
No?
Did not know that. Didn't know that.
I knew it was going to be some kind of they're going to just let him go away with his family, but I didn't know how they were going to do it.
I actually, my theory originally before I watched the movie was that his car would just randomly blow up, and they'd be like, "Oh shit," and they'd do a sad funeral scene.
They also did. They said one last ride.
like throughout the
Couple
whole
times.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While he was alive.
Yeah. God.
That's-
So that adds to the conspiracy theory.
I think it's a very shallow conspiracy, but
He did say goodbye randomly to Jordana Brewster.
it really was.
Were they going to originally kill off Jordana Brewster?
I don't know. See, that's the thing and then what happens to the kid? Raised
Yeah.
by the two Brazilian brothers?
But now that Paul Walker is gone, Jordana Brewster's got to be gone.
She's got to be gone.
And then we'll get to the reason for that later. But let's get back to the
go
thing.
back to.
So after the hospital scene, they go to a funeral. Was that Hans' funeral?
It's Han's funeral back
Okay.
in L.A.
Which they barely acknowledged. But
and Statham shows up.
and this is my thing. Statham shows up in a brand new Maserati.
Uh-huh.
And then Diesel takes off, doesn't tell anyone. He sees Statham, doesn't tell anyone. Takes off in his amazing vintage Charger. I think it was a Charger, right?
He was driving. I forget the one that Letty was driving, but yeah, his was a Charger. The orange one.
Oh, no. That might have been like a GTO or something. I can't remember what it was. At one point, he had like a Cuda, a Barracuda. But so he takes off in that vintage muscle car.
Yeah.
Chases Statham throughout L.A. They end up in this tunnel, which I don't know how they found the tunnel, but they end up in this tunnel
On opposite sides.
on opposite sides. So Statham like pulled a 180 and then stopped. And then
Oh, no, yeah.
starts the game of chicken. And the whole time I'm thinking like, you just
That car's-
assume the
that
whole time
car's
you
gonna
just
rip through
assume
the other car.
no, you just assume that like in every movie that has a game of
Someone's
chicken,
gonna flinch.
or there's going to be a reason why they have to.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be like a dog that walks out or something or whatever, and they're going to miss each other. Not in the Fast and Furious franchise. Never. No, because they got to go balls to the wall, and these two motherfuckers just crash into each other full speed in these really fast cars.
And the way they did it, it was a cool effect. It was like complete stop, instant
Boom.
stop,
Yeah.
and then I go, okay, they're gonna walk. Both of them are gonna walk out, like brush dirt.
Like nothing ever happened. But my first thought was, well, Statham's in a new Maserati.
Yeah.
He's got like airbags and shit.
And
Vin Diesel-
but not only that,
But Vin Diesel is in a vintage car. No airbags. This guy's dead. He is dead.
Yeah, but you could look at it the other way, where that car in real life is so much heavier than the Maserati that it could just slice right through it.
Well,
But then
explained
they did address it.
Yeah, because
You're
the
like-
Maserati was.
It was
I like
torn
how-
open, but you could see the frame, and he's like,
I like how that is the one like thing that's really unbelievable, but they took the time out to explain that for no reason. They said, hey, your car's reinforced.
you can see.
That's cheating.
But you can see the frame of the reinforced body. It was like a perfectly square,
It wasn't
like 90-degree angle. You're just like, oh yeah, that's exactly what he was talking about right there. It's
Yeah, but
perfect.
why did they take like it was like 1 second, but why did they take the time to explain that and not anything else?
Okay, so keep that in mind.
It's going to be like a bunch of car enthusiasts going, "Oh, that's totally unrealistic. He would have sliced through that Maserati."
Okay, we'll keep this in mind for later. But okay, he walked away from that crash.
Just like they got out. Not like I've been in a car accident before and it felt like my guts.
You were in one here right outside my house with me.
Yeah. Our cousin she decided to make a left turn and we got T-boned.
We were like what, 16, 17?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about one when I started driving, I like rear-ended this woman.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't going that fast. I was going maybe 25, 30 miles an hour.
Uh-huh.
And the sun got in my eyes, and I was singing along to Juicy by Notorious B.I.G. And I rear-ended this woman, and I felt like my guts were ripped out of my body. Like my abdomen, my stomach was just like yanked.
The way you should feel when you're in a 3,000-pound vehicle.
Yeah.
But okay, so Vin Diesel walks out of that.
And both of them get out.
Both of them. And
They're
then
about to start fighting.
Here comes the plot point.
This is the thing that Gino was really pissed off about.
So,
Or just it turned him off to the whole damn movie.
the plot of the movie is Statham is trying to avenge his brother, so he's going after the team one by one.
Uh-huh.
He goes to the funeral, they're all there, but drives away. And then they do the chase scene. One-on-one with Toretto. He's about to kill him, right? He has a gun? Because Toretto says something like, you think this is going to be a street fight?
Oh,
and says,
right. And he brought... Statham said you thought this was going to be a street fight because Toretto was going to fight, and then he pulls out a gun. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, not SWAT, but fucking Kurt Russell, old man Kurt Russell, he looks old.
It was just like fucking special forces just drop out of nowhere.
It was, 20 guys.
Yeah, and they rappel down. How did they get time to set up
a tunnel?
They're like, you know what? This is where they're gonna fight. This is it.
Okay, this is where the story changes. Statham is after the team, so he's coming to LA to get them. Kurt Russell's team comes in. Statham runs away. He's like, Toretto goes, "You just let him get away." Kurt Russell's like, "You're a small fish in a bigger game." Okay, that's fine. Help me get this thing, and I'll help you get him.
Right.
I'll help Toretto. Help Toretto get Statham. Statham is looking for Toretto.
Right.
Like, why does it switch all of a sudden in that moment?
I don't, because you don't want to, like, having a guy come to you. You're at a big disadvantage. You don't know when he's going to come. Well, apparently in the movie, they know exactly when he's going to be there because later on it really plays out. Like, they're just randomly like, he's on his way. Let's set up.
Yeah.
Guy just sets up.
It really was just an excuse we need to get this thing out of an impossible place.
Right.
I think, except the impossible place was a mobile convoy.
Okay. Yeah, but that's a good payoff because that is one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in my life.
It is a great scene. Another Fast and Furious scene where they dropped out of the sky for about 4 minutes.
Amazing.
Yes, but you know how it's like the 10-second races last 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The chase scene at the end of Fast 6 with the plane is the longest runway ever in the world. And then they dropped out of cars at full speed for about 4 minutes until the parachutes open.
Well, it's not like you're going to milk that. That's one of the greatest set pieces of all time.
I'm not even complaining about that. I actually like that part of the movie. It's just the whole plot was just like, okay, then why are we with Kurt Russell now?
Okay, this doesn't take away from your problem, but Vin Diesel was on a talk show. I think it was Kimmel, and he was saying he just said that Kurt Russell was. This is a big setup, but Kurt Russell was in the movie because, he's going to be a much bigger part of a much bigger game later on. Because Fast 7, Vin Diesel was saying Fast 7 is actually the beginning of a new trilogy. There's been 2 trilogies in a row, and Fast 7 is the beginning of, or Furious 7, sorry, is the beginning of a new trilogy.
Okay. That's fine. I assumed so much. I assumed that Kurt Russell was going to be in the next few movies, but there was better ways of doing that. And it maybe the way they handled Paul Walker's death, maybe they had to kind of reassign everything,
or expand his role to make it longer.
I'll give them that, but it was just the way the movie is.
Why
are you see it?
Why are you hung up on this? I don't get it. I immediately thought, I'm like, this is Gino's problem, but I was like, what is?
We could have just went back to the funeral, and Statham could have just ran back there and tried to kill them at the funeral again.
He got chased off by the special forces.
They're both fucking bulletproof. What does it matter?
Anyway, no, seriously. Yeah, he came out as fucking Snake Plissken comes out of nowhere.
He does look old. Doesn't he look old?
Sometimes.
He looked old.
Sometimes throughout the movie he looks old, but he is old.
He is old.
But sometimes he looked pretty young. Like when he started like shooting people, he looked good.
Oh, that was badass.
Yeah,
That was
that's later on in the movie. Just
cool.
of course it.
Okay, so
it
that
goes
was
into-
that was my basic fundamental problem with the movie. Is plot, and plot I know in these movies is secondary,
tertiary. We said it.
But whatever. That was my problem.
And yeah, but and that's if you're saying that, that's a long problem because
Yeah.
that's kind of most of the movie.
But that's not even what I'm gonna remember it for. I'm gonna remember this movie. Like you don't remember a lot of 4. You don't remember a lot of 2.
I don't remember a lot of 2. I don't
I'm gonna
remember Thor 2 very much at all.
I'm gonna remember this movie for the end scene.
Oh God!
And
We'll
the
get to
plane.
that.
You're gonna
We'll get
remember
to
the
that.
plane. You're gonna remember the plane scene.
The plane. So we were talking.
Building scene. Yeah.
I wanted to tell you about this. So you can watch online. You can watch this featurette just focused on that plane, cargo plane, cars dropping out of it and parachuting.
Yep.
So the deal is they really took a cargo plane and really actually dropped cars out of the fucking plane. Like that's real.
Oh, cool.
And they really had the cars have parachutes on them.
And just see where they land.
And I think they were more in the middle of nowhere as opposed to the Ural Mountains. But they had skydivers in like the squirrel suits, the flight suits,
Oh, cool.
jump out of the planes with the cars. Not like
In the cars or like
not
holding
in the
onto
cars, but not holding onto the cars, but like car falls out, guy jumps out. And they were not in a different plane.
That's awesome.
They jumped out of the same goddamn plane. And I was like, that's unreal. Talk whatever shit you want about the movie, if you want to, if you can. But that is a cinematic achievement because
like
these guys literally risked their lives for this. So they had cameras on. They had cameras on their heads and took video of they filmed these planes, cars dropping out of the planes. And guess what? At least in the featurette, they showed the Challenger that Michelle Rodriguez had landed right. It landed on its 4 tires perfectly.
That's awesome.
And I don't know how that happened. And I turned to April. I was like, "Holy shit!" When I watched the feature, and I'm like, "This could happen. This really did happen." Like it landed. It landed in like the middle of like a desert or whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't land on a street and start driving. It just landed.
I like any movie that can pull off like a physical stunt, like what's the Tarantino Robert Rodriguez double feature with Kurt Russell?
Grindhouse.
Grindhouse. Like that's all practical effects. I mean, and practical effects is like the right
A lot
word.
of it. Yeah.
And I guess Need for Speed. I didn't watch it, but I guess that was 100% practical.
Get the fuck out of
effects.
here. Are you serious?
That's what I heard. All the car stuff was 100% practical.
I just felt like that was just a Fast and Furious.
I have to
ripoff.
watch Fast 7 again, Furious 7 again, just to see the shot of them going out of the plane again.
I'll watch it again immediately. I want to turn around and watch it again anyway. I was so
Again.
jazzed up at the end of the movie. It's just like adrenaline the entire movie.
It's funny.
And we watched it at the Cinemark XD. Did you watch it in IMAX or anything?
XD.
Oh, you had you guys have Cinemark over? Like you go to the Cinemark XD?
We have Cinemark XD. That's like the best theater we have near us. The IMAX is a little farther.
I actually prefer the sound in the XD.
Yeah.
I think it's actually better. And the Cinemark has really good chicken wings, so. Which keep getting smaller, by the way, which really pisses me off. But still tastes good. There's a Mexican guy sitting next to me. At the beginning, like before the movie, they played the Avengers trailer.
Uh-huh.
I go, woo! At the end of the trailer, and I was like, I turn to I just go, that's going to be fucking awesome. And he turns to me and is like, right? And we like fist bump. So I'm like, this guy's on board. He's like one chair away from me. He was like, this guy's on board. And throughout of a lot of Furious 7, I was laughing, and I usually laugh pretty loud in movies, but he was laughing really loud. And he was like,
Was he Tyrese in the movie theater?
oh my God, by the way, Tyrese, the whole like chemistry when they were dropping out of the plane.
Oh, I thought he was really funny right
unreal.
before that too. When he was I'm the leader of this team.
That was amazing.
And they were like, okay, go with it. And he was really good in that. And he was really good, like you said, jumping out of the
He
plane.
was good in the movie. He was good in the whole movie.
Yeah.
He's great. And I'm not
Where was The Rock in this scene?
in
Like, he should have been
all
in.
of the scenes.
He
Well,
should've been
they
in.
set it up in a really shitty way. The Rock, I mean, it was cool, but The Rock was laid up in the entire movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that whole thing up until the end of that, and Paul Walker has a really cool running on a falling bus or running on a falling.
Holy shit. Yeah,
That
they
was
get in
pretty
this
cool.
amazing chase scene. You know, people say, what is it? The Bullet or Ronin's chase scene is the greatest chase scene ever.
Oh yeah.
That was back then. This is, I don't know, this has got to be the best. This is probably the best sequence I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was unreal. Like all of it, every single part of this set piece was amazing.
That didn't it feel like when that ended? I think you can say that when Paul Walker ran up the side of the bus, like that ended the holding your breath the whole time.
Yeah.
You were just like, you were kind of just like watching, and then as soon as he got up, they actually made a joke. It was like Michelle Rodriguez was like, "Are you good?" And he's like, "I'm good." And they were just like, "Oh Jesus!" That was
Yeah.
like I held my breath for a long time.
I wanted
But
him to go. I wanted him to say, "I'm gonna take a nap."
It right in front of me. I like sitting in the movie theater. How our XD split. It's like first section,
Okay.
walkway.
Yeah.
Second section. I love the last seat in the first section because no one can sit behind you. Like it's just the walkways behind you.
Right.
I love that because you don't hear chatter behind you.
And it's that's the way the AMC is set up with the IMAX, and it's like
Perfect.
because it fills your field of vision.
I love sitting there and Breeze. We kind of fight about it, and I go, if it's my movie, we sit in my seat. If it's her movie, we sit wherever she wants.
And her movie doesn't matter where you sit anyway.
Yeah. But there's a father and son in front of me, and during that whole scene, like, there was a lot of kids in the movie, so when stuff was happening, the cars were flying. There was a lot of kids were going, whoa. And I was like that too. I was like, shit. And then when Paul Walker grabbed the spoiler and then finally landed on the ground, I saw the father and son, like the shadows of their heads. They like turned to each other and they went like this. They were both like, I can't believe what we just watched.
I know. That scene alone is definitely worth the price of admission.
It was good.
I would pay the IMAX price just to watch that fucking scene over again.
None of this was shot in IMAX. Like that wasn't an IMAX scene, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I didn't
think it was.
Yeah, it's just worth it to fill my field of vision and the ridiculous sound.
Oh, so they pick up a new team member. Finally, they get the girl.
From Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she looked great.
Wait, real quick, Michelle Rodriguez's car, big dick car. Just want to throw that out. This is my car.
It's your car. It's funny because it's funny that the cars in the movie are the cars in our family.
Yes.
Giorgio, God, he has a GTR and a Supra.
Right. Right.
Luigi traded in. Did you see this on Facebook? He traded in his Evo and got a GTR.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't know he traded
Jesus
it in.
Christ.
I didn't know he traded in. I thought he just randomly bought a GTR.
Jesus Christ, they have GTR. There's 2 GTRs in our family, so it's like. And then you have the Charger. You have the lone Charger.
Challenger.
You have the lone Challenger. But it is just funny that like you guys can recreate these scenes with your cars.
And our cousin Miko has been like really wanting us to recreate the scenes.
He either wants to drive to Kansas or you guys bring. I think you guys were coming here. You guys came here last winter, and he was like, "You driving the Challenger?"
Yeah.
And you're like, "Fuck no!"
I'm not driving it out.
Out of the winter.
You know how much gas that's gonna take? We had problems in an SUV. Getting back.
Oh yeah, it took you like 3 days to get back. Don't you have problems in your driveway in the winter with the Challenger?
It's terrible. Oh no,
Yeah.
I don't even take it out because I can't even get it out of the garage. I guess if I gun it, but there's a wall right behind my crib.
It's like why risk it?
Yeah, it's an awkward thing.
Yeah.
So the girl from Game of Thrones
What is her name in that movie?
getting out of the water
Yeah.
was unreal. And I think it's a really good testament to the shift in female body image, actually. To get real. I mean, dude, she was jiggling in the right places.
I like the
perfectly.
Tyrese and Ludacris went back to grade school. They were like, "You want to shoot for her?" And they like went to the shit.
Yeah. Which brings up Michelle Rodriguez's smile, because she actually smiled in that, and she looked much prettier.
Yeah.
April and I turned to each other at the same time and go, "She looks really good."
She has a very hit or miss. Like sometimes she's way too ripped.
Yeah.
But then it's weird that I mentioned Machete already. I watched it. It was on like FX like last week. So I watched Machete, the first one. She's super lean in that movie. And I was like, she looks really good in that movie. She's not all muscular. Not that she looks bad all muscular, but she's just so different the way she looks in every movie.
Have you seen Machete 2?
No. I heard it was bad.
I haven't seen it. I didn't like the first one.
And, well, the first one was what I expected. The second one I heard was horrible. They greenlit a third one already.
Okay. Alexa Vega seems like she's a reason to watch Machete 2.
Was she in 2?
Look her up in 2. Because she's unreal. Okay, folks. That's the end of part 1 of our Furious 7 movie edition. I know we ended it rather abruptly, but go to part 2 of the Furious 7 episode to hear the gripping conclusion of this episode. You know you can't resist it. You know you need it in your life. It just won't be complete without it. And also, make sure to like our Facebook page for Did You See? Please leave your comments, criticisms, and suggestions on all of our links on that page. We give you a lot of comic book movie news, a lot of just movie news, TV show news, because we really want to hear from you, the listeners. Also, just help us out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which takes only one frickin' click when you go to the YouTube link that you're already on probably. If you have Google or a Gmail account, you have no excuse. It's one button. Just hit subscribe and leave some comments. Leave some messages or any suggestions on what we could do better. So help us out, and we'll see you in a couple of seconds in part 2 of the Furious 7 episode.